or increases in any of the asks.
No, the only exercise that was gone through was that Amy went back to staff and said, can you prioritize if they had not done so already? There is a breakout number you'll see for anything that's not a priority one meaning a must have.
And that was $351,273.93.
So we essentially did that exercise in parallel of them getting actual pricing data. So if we needed to reduce costs any further, then we would already have that packaged up to know what the value would be.
Okay.
So that's the 351,000 if you go to the next year.
And are there any problems, delays, foreseen not being able to get it for a year from now? Or your two move-in dates or however you're doing it now?
They're not concerns because that was planned into the schedule. So Shafira will be starting the award letters and working with assuming we get approval to move forward next Thursday night. They'll get everything. The manufacturer of the furniture is the long lead, and we are in good shape time-wise.
So as part of the meeting last night, the 4.1 million was the total versus the 5.4. But as a result of, because of there's some separate day deliveries that have to occur.
Yeah.
Like big items that we don't want to just have hanging around, like tubas, other musical instruments, and various other, and some scientific equipment. They're gonna come in on a separate day. So that it can be, make sure that when it's received, the person who needs to check it, make sure that it's there and everything will be there, not there when we're under chairs show up.
Well, if anybody wants, I can play the tubas for.
Test them all out.
That would be
Yeah.
the scariest thing.
Oh my
Tuba test.
God in heaven.
But you think you could get a sound out of one of them?
No.
Okay.
So, yeah, maybe go to the next slide.
Yep.
Yeah. This isn't the
We
correct.
did-
Oh, she did.
So we added
Yeah, she did.
the 5% contingency.
Great, okay.
Or
Is that
that's-
enough?
Just, yeah,
We think it should cover
more
it.
than enough.
On top of the 10%?
No.
No.
Well, so initially there was a 10% contingency included in the 5.4. So if you see, it didn't carry across.
Yep.
Cause they said we have real numbers. This is real cost certainty on the products that we're
Yeah.
pricing. And then we collectively last night decided we should add a contingency on top of that.
Yep.
For all the things you need contingency for. And Joe touched base on one of them. A lot of these products are just like gonna be shipped via FedEx. It's not like a, coordinated effort.
Coming in.
Like, we need to have,
Yeah.
yeah. Yes.
So my
labor is-
only question is, we have the money. Contingency just goes back to the bottom line
Yeah.
if we don't use it.
Correct.
Should we approve more? But if you guys are totally comfortable with the 5%.
There is no more.
No, I know, but I'm just saying, should we
Oh, more
put
contingency?
10% in for contingency? Where there's no harm in having a bigger number. And it's still less than what we thought we were gonna do.
Right.
We're not tight in our contingency. And we'll know real quick once it's all bought out, whether we need it, and then it just goes back in
Why
anyway.
don't we have a wait and see?
Well, because we need to approve it next Thursday.
Yeah, but if it looks like we may need more contingency, we can always approve it at another meeting.
Yeah, I was just thinking,
Could it-
get it approved and be done with it, but
It's
that's,
better to move the money only once.
Yeah, I think then it gets confusing though, if you have contingencies and all these different buckets and trying to track them. I like to keep a consolidated, just personally, consolidated contingency, and then we allot this 5, and I think everybody feels confident with the 5. Yeah.
if you're confident with it,
I
fine.
think that should be all right.
Yeah.
We have real numbers at this point. We just have, again, a few items they're still looking
Great,
to
I mean,
procure.
I'm pushing back for you guys to be,
No, we appreciate
all right,
that.
maybe we should go to 7.
I just
Maybe we
wanted-
should go to 8.
Right,
If you guys feel 5 is fine, then I'm more than happy at this number, so.
The only thing I want to note here is that if we do get into a situation, say, oh, we have all this extra, let's order more furniture, just remember that would be an ad service for Stafura,
Yeah.
because we took that out of their original ad service.
No, I can't,
That's all.
if this is all the number one priorities and this is everything that people have asked for, then guess what? If they ask for something in the future, it's,
That's another.
you had
story.
your
Yeah,
chance.
okay, great. The line in the sand, great.
Line in
That
the
worked.
sand.
That worked.
I would suggest you remember that.
Too.
Oh, I know.
Yeah.
Well, the line in the sand until the end of the project if needed.
Yes,
And if it's really urgent, but if we've asked them to prioritize, we've given them all their priority items.
we're giving them priority 2 and 3.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah,
we're giving them
all the right
everything,
Everything.
then,
Yeah.
then there better not be another ask, in my humble opinion. So as long as you guys are comfortable with the 5, I just want to make sure we give you all your opportunity to say, maybe not, but it sounds like you guys are good with that, so I would say that we would go. I mean, I don't think we need to go line item by line item,
No.
do we, Joe?
No, absolutely not. We'd be there forever. How we go how many bounces?
How,
That with the custodial
how
and
in
everything.
depth
Like
did
per
you guys
night
do this?
In
How
the,
in
in the
depth?
Yeah,
culinary
yeah,
section,
yeah.
like
Oh, yeah.
night, carrying night.
Right at the beginning, we went through,
Every line item pretty much.
at the beginning. We didn't go through it yesterday,
You did it for the 5.4,
correct?
and then you just said whatever changes.
Then whatever,
there
bring
were
us the
changes.
real numbers.
Okay, great, then I'm comfortable as, I mean, I don't think you need a vote from us, but I would think
No.
the working group would be in favor of pushing this forward.
The FedEx is a good point though too, and point of contact is important for that, on who that's gonna be, because things
That
are
will be
gonna,
Craig
things are gonna
Duffy. Do you know him?
be. I do.
You said plan on spending a lot more time on site.
Well, he did, I suggest that we paid the extra money for Stafura to be there to do it.
Yeah, I think we already did that.
We
Yeah.
did.
Yeah.
It's for the furniture, not for the drop ship that's gonna happen at random times. They're not here, 24, whatever.
Do we know
it's
how much
furniture.
stuff that is?
Yeah, there's a list. It's mostly science equipment and
And
musical
musical.
instruments. Might be a few other outliers.
Custodial.
I think we just need another set of conversations about
Yeah.
the timing of that equipment. I don't think we wanted to arrive at we might want to wait till everybody's moved in and then have it come when the building is occupied.
So that they can receive it.
So they
So
won't have
the
a day.
music director can receive it, the science people. can
Right.
receive
It,
The
it
people
needs
that
to
are
be one person in charge of it that opens it, counts it, makes sure it's intact and in good condition and tallies it up and everything else, because it gets super confusing when it's a numerous people doing it. And then at the end, we're trying to know whether or not we should pay invoices. This drop ship thing it can be very complicated unless one person's in charge of it.
After moving's a great idea if they can wait that long.
But no, if we need
Gotta bring-
one person, then the question is can we get all shipments to come 1 week
Right.
and pay for somebody to be here that week to receive stuff? So let's just, as we get, I mean.
Yeah, we have
That's
time
what the
to-
contingencies, it's
Yeah.
like trying to sort through a plan for that.
Yeah, I think we need a plan for the drop ships.
Because we did talk about, do we want to warehouse it, but then it's double handling and
Yeah, we didn't want
then
to do that.
there's a.
Chance
Put
to
it in
jam.
storage, right?
Yeah, so.
And once it's received in storage, that's when the warranty.
So why do you think we need to not have it happening while we're filling the school? With
Because
furniture?
it was a belief that things being just dropped off by FedEx and nobody would be there to physically get it and open it and check it.
But don't we have days that Secura will be here? You know, we
Yeah.
paid them for extra, so aren't they gonna be here
Here,
for a period of time every day?
You can't control when it arrives.
they're gonna be here, they control when the trucks of furniture show up.
Right.
It's over several days.
Yeah.
You can't control when a FedEx shipment is gonna pop up.
All right, well, let's just take heed to what
Mhm.
um Lynn has said about having it be one person, because otherwise you're tracking down 4 or 5 people, and did somebody really count it? Did they not count it? So let's figure out the logistics of that.
I think a good thing to do is actually find out exactly which one, what pieces.
How
are
much we're
What,
talking
what
about.
are we talking about? And is it just music and science? Then we could have maybe 2 people,
Right.
a music person and a science person, because I wanna have somebody who opens it, if it's a music instrument, somebody know that it's not broken.
Yeah.
Like, if I looked at it, oh, that looks great, this tube is great in 7 pieces, it's good, fine by me.
Yeah.
I wouldn't know,
Yeah.
so we'd have to have somebody with some expertise.
So I just think we need to talk about the
Yeah.
logistics a little
Yeah.
bit.
We'll do.
And then we
And to
go,
know how much we're talking.
right, and what specifically areas it is.
Mhm.
All right. Anything else?
Thank you for all your efforts,
The
guys.
original budget's 2.5, so the ask is
Yeah.
1.8 at BBC next Thursday, not, or is it to approve?
It's just to approve this
4.3.
budget,
To approve
to approve the FF&E budget.
The 4.3.
You don't have
the
to.
4.32.
But I think it would also be a draw from contingency. Like, I think those go hand in hand, right? Approving the FF&E as you're drawing from the contingency.
Yeah, that would be a left field thing to do.
Yeah, it's gonna be like 1.8 out of contingency,
We're
Yeah. 14,
13.
so no, 12 and a half of it.
This will
Sorry?
be actually our first draw out of.
There's a lot of work.
Big draw.
Thanks
We
for
got
doing that.
some.
A lot of work looking at all those desks.
We had like a 500.
When are you gonna get into budgeting for technology?
It's in process, and I'll just give that update real quick. It's in process. We've had a couple meetings now with Amy and the tech folks at the school, and Todd Bowden, who's town tech. And we're getting very close to being able to issue that document, but it's looking good.
And are we gonna
It's
do
gonna be
that
under?
the same way? Is there one vendor that manages all of that?
That is a little different, and I'm gonna have our tech guy explain that process. It's a little different. It's still a state contract purchasing also. But I'm pretty sure your tech people would be receiving and distributing stuff as it comes in.
The same working group, so you're all in technology too.
Yeah. There'll probably be one more meeting of the subcommittee, and hopefully at that point we can report on a plan for the logistical stuff with FF&E, and then give a report on the tech.
Lynn, how much in budget do we have for technology?
Um,
Is it one something?
It's
We have, I think it's 1,800, or I can look it up, to be sure. Hold on 1 second. Give me 2 seconds.
$1,800?
No, 1 million, but, let me just,
Okay,
1,800 per student, yeah.
yeah,
Okay.
I believe that's, 1,800,000. That's what we have in the budget.
And then I put
Thank you.
AV as well.
Some of the AV is baked into the base building, and then some are, yeah, anything that's loose. Yeah, same.
Base and such.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, taking the building.
Shakes, yeah, I
You
got it.
You got it, yeah.
Okay, well, thank you guys for all your work on that.
Most of these guys.
Well, your time too, so thank you.
Yeah.
You guys for
Yes,
asking
Deborah,
questions.
good job. If you see the list and know the amount of time that was put into it. Yeah, did a great job.
All right, anything else FF&E and technology? All right, let's go to number 2, construction update. We already heard it.
I was hoping for like a 5-minute quick.
You got it out and everything.
Thanks, Christie. Thanks, Christie.
Thank you.
Like 5 minutes.
All right, so as you saw on the walk, we're making great progress on the exterior. They're
Take care, buddy.
Bye.
currently working 3 different elevations installing the masonry. We've recently gotten off of 3 other elevations, continuing to wash those down. So west side of B and west side of C are in progress. Finishing up south side of A with the wash down, as well as the 2 elevations on E around the auditorium. And we've recently started installing the brick on B South, which is basically along Hemlock Road, so. Other than that, he's still in the gym, kind of working through last two elevations there, kind of cleaning those up to hopefully finish up in there like end of next week. And basically his next stop inside will be to go down and start in the auxiliary gym once we do get all the taping completed, following the boarding down there in the aux gym. So other than that, pretty much where he's at with masonry. Miscellaneous iron, we've made some great progress finishing up all the pipe grid. He's installing the overhead door supports and then unistrut for sound ceilings, all in progress. Next thing you'll see with him when you come back for next visit is screen walls and railings for stairs. We'll be getting started, towards the beginning of March. So those will be great to see to get those going. Waterproofing just kind of following behind, as well as lock heat on the windows, just kind of sealing things up as the masonry gets completed. Island is just continuing doing patching, following behind the pipe grid and sound sealing installations. Greenwood has been off-site for a couple of weeks, basically just because of the snow. Mainly the tin knockers, the edge work is what's left to do for those guys. They do have certainly some punch list related type things to do, some QC kind of finishing up around the canopies and things like that, but largely the scope that's left is to install all the edge metal. So Sunrise is making better progress now. We've had some glass trickling in from Blue Star. We're expecting basically the balance of the frit towards the end of this month. Some replacement glass for Solera, for that's the stuff around the gym, is going to be coming in early next week. But their main focus as of late, as you saw when you were out there, is they're installing the sunshades panels on elevations where the masonry is completing. So east side of B, south sides of A and B, and then paneling on the north side of A. So that work will continue over the coming weeks with masonry elevations completing and kind of on from there. So in switching to the inside, Century, large part of D1 and E1 is now complete with boarding, so tapers are moving into those spaces. Central office is just about complete with taping, as you saw, and we did start boarding in the auxiliary gym yesterday afternoon, so making some good progress, getting a lot of things closed up at this point. And still kind of chasing these guys on loose ends through the classroom wing, kind of cleaning up shade pockets, soffits, things related to the lights and ceiling, basically. But large portion of their stuff is going to be kind of chasing the tapers, basically following around all these boarding operations that are starting to wrap up. So he's back out onto the stage in the auditorium and working on what's left for framing in there with the walls in front of the rigging pit. And as I did mention, once the scaffold does come down in the auditorium starting on the 17th, we're going to be moving a couple of lifts in there so that you can start working on framing basically the perimeter walls in there and starting to get into a lot of the remaining finishes that will go on in the auditorium. So painter is largely complete with primer and first coat throughout the classroom wing. They're kind of cleaning up loose ends with that down on the first floor of B and C. And they've made their way over to D second floor. We're pushing to get him down into D first floor sometime next week. And then over to those E and F spaces once the taper does finish over there. Ceilings were largely complete with rooms through the classroom wing. Focus in the coming weeks is going to be getting all the corridors done. So he'll be back on the 3 starting tomorrow to kind of start pushing through those corridors. Hopeful to finish up all the 3rd floor corridor next week and get them down to 1st floor that week of February vacation. And as we mentioned, we did pivot on hanging the clouds. We do have those in the building, but those are going to be many weeks down the road after we get some more work in that auditorium completed. So capital floors, just a little bit to do with some changes in the mock-up, but we're expecting him on site 3-1 to start installing floors starting on 3. High Point Interiors is cruising through bathrooms up on 3, as you saw up there. Doing the gang bathrooms. We've got a large portion of the corridors completed, and they'll be moving down to second floor bathrooms probably latter part of next week. So casework, also got a large volume of stuff installed rather through second floor of A, B, and C. We're actually up onto the third floor. Still kind of finishing up loose ends on 2, but he's in third floor A. We'll be there through probably most of next week. And we're actually taking another large delivery for B, third floor stuff next week. So we'll start to kind of plow through getting that stuff installed towards the end of the month in B and C. High output is about as far as they can go until they get more of their equipment in. But they did finish up all the curtain motors and hangers up on the catwalk, and they did final field measure and get ordered on their curtains. Kitchen equipment, we will see week of February vacation, guess ahead of myself. The hoods and the walk-ins for the main kitchen are gonna arrive, so we'll start to see those get going, so we can start making mechanical connections there. And then down to plumbing. Largely through most of the rough in the building at this point. We are still finishing up some of the water distribution pipe down in the F, including the installation of the PRV, which we're expecting to do next week. We've also started installing finish on casework, so that's going to be ongoing over many of the coming weeks with the casework going in, and we've scheduled out deliveries for bathroom finishes to start coming in over the next couple of weeks with the tile now largely in process for the bathroom. So fire protection, we are 100% done with the 200-pound testing through the building. He's basically focused on installing finishes with basically setting the flex heads into ceilings throughout. So lately he's been working on the portals down through second and third floor, and basically setting heads and soffits just to get ready for some of the boarding and other ceiling related work to continue. Kennedy is mainly tested out on basically everything to do with pipes, so he's vacuuming and charging through second and third floor of classroom wing on the refrigeration system, and his insulator is mostly down in D first and second floors working on pipe and duct over there, kind of getting him out of the locker room so that we can proceed with ceilings in that space. Down to tin knockers, they are mainly done with their overhead rough. They're been working on us getting those shafts done through the media center and gymnasiums, getting up some of their final field measures. They finished out the locker rooms earlier this week, and they finished up as much as they could do in the auditorium. So they've basically been focused on installing registers, grills, and diffusers throughout the classroom wing. Most of 2 and 3 is complete. They've actually gotten started down on first floor. So, and lastly, with my my buddy Griffin, in wall rough, continuing media center and cap, as well as cable access. So those are our basically last areas for in wall rough to kind of finish up, and he is still working on wire pulls, distribution, and terminations for all the panels. Probably about 70-ish% complete with all the panels throughout the building. We've got a large wire delivery coming in next week, which will basically take care of that last 30% of the panels to get pulled out and completed. We did finish up terminating the emergency transformer. That's ready for gas and light to do their thing there. And he's got a good group of guys, I think probably 5 or 6 installing lights throughout the classroom wing. Mostly in classrooms. We got to get caught up on a few items with portals and the corridor framing out through the third floor and first floor corridor. So pretty good shape though, in terms of, you know, percentage that he's got installed. We're just going to be pushing through this over the coming month and a half to kind of get a lot of this stuff up and get it ready for when we do energize power in March. That still is the target. So working with Vinny at Gas and Light on that to make sure that that's still lined up. And that's what it.
Is there anything that has to happen school vacation week critical to the kids not being here?
Not this vacation?
Next vacation is summer.
April.
No,
Oh,
yeah, April.
April, okay.
Yeah, April.
I forget that you do too, yeah.
We do wanna kind of, talk about, basically all the stuff that we have to capture out of the school, which I think we're pretty much gonna do over the summer.
Salvage time.
The salvage items, yeah.
So you're gonna try to capture that during the summer, get it over, and just leave it safe in the old school.
In the new building, we wanna get it.
No, you're gonna take it out of the old building,
Right.
let it be safe and holes in walls or whatever.
Right, so that we have it, so that when we wanna actually start installing it in the new building, that we
Okay,
basically have ownership of it, so it's at our
yeah,
discretion onto when to put it
I
in.
think that makes good sense. I think you just need to let Amy and Doug know your logistics plan,
Yeah,
once you know it, to review it. But yeah, I think the more you can get done in the summer, the better off we'll be.
Yeah, there's probably discussion on, what can they live without in the fall of, the final days of the school year, or the start of that. year.
There's a lot they can live.
I would think so. Yeah.
I
That's a
think
whole
they'll be
conversation.
very, very receptive to
And-
whatever you
yeah.
uh,
need to do.
And the issue regarding with the union, I'm doing some work with other
the
people.
jurisdictional stuff you mean?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yes,
Is that done or is that still ongoing?
it's probably like 95% complete as of yesterday. There,
The shaft,
there's
Yeah, that's.
Waters.
some of the shaft front couldn't be put on because you have to put the lift in there, so you need access to get in, so there's a small percentage. Once they frame the openings, there's a little bit left to do, but
They've kept record of whatever.
Hmm?
Was it did they have to keep a record of what
we tracked it.
we tracked?
Yeah.
Okay.
So I think regarding that, I think that we had that initial move meeting before the holidays. I think Doug's ready for another one, so we can kind of roll that in. We can invite you guys and
Okay.
so continue those conversations because those will be important. Keep them
And for
going.
the invoice for next week. Are there any, not rebates, what are they called? We keep the 5%.
Retained.
Retain,
No, no.
nothing, okay. Just make sure, because we want to look.
No, that'll come to you guys. That'll come to you guys in like a memo.
Yeah, the
form.
release, yeah.
yeah.
That'll come to you guys in like a memo form with. all
Right.
the-
Have we, Norgate, have they requested, I'm just trying to think who.
Not anymore.
Okay,
Only half of no games.
but we already requested 2.5. Or-
Yes.
Okay.
Okay. Okay, next is a budget change order.
Yes. So number 20.
Are we down to one page this month?
We are.
Unfortunately.
Wow, that's exciting.
I thought.
Well, there's a little.
One page, two
Yeah,
times.
Okay, start, yeah.
I can start.
Yeah.
PCO 163. These changes are the result of changes made due to FF&E meetings with the school. There's a long list, but in summary, it's the change where we divided the records room into two smaller rooms, copy room and a smaller records room. The copy got a counter, under counter fridge. There were several locations of added power and tel data for copiers. Some mechanical system tweaks to accommodate the added heat loads that the copiers and printers generated. Some market board, tack board changes, a millwork change in the general office. We added a medicine cabinet in the nurses area. Waste receptacle changes, tool accessories like hand sanitizers, dispensers, soap dispensers. Added in, deleted in some spaces and some mirrors in the dressing room, resulting in a cost of $64,904. PCO 172, this is for the projector niche or built-in shelf that's in the large group construction room. There were some details that were missing from the drawings that we had to provide. So in order to build that out, came to a cost of $1,000, $271.
PCO 182 is reshape the slope and place erosion controls on the hill right behind 52 Wiley Street. This was for $1,890.
So did you quickly just put this through like 6 months after the fact?
You know, is that something that happened recently or what, way back when?
No, they had it. We missed it.
Okay.
PCO 190, this is at stair A1 where the curtain wall was the way we designed the curtain wall, it's a three-sided unit that was meant to slide in tight to the stair stringers. Due to how it was fabricated, some bolt heads, the whole unit had to slide outward by 1.25 inches, leaving an 1.25 inch gap between the jamb and the building. So this cost is to fill that gap with a metal reveal piece. PCO 199. This is the dock leveler unit at the loading dock. This cost was for added conduit and receptacle needed to power the unit, resulting in a cost of $3,176.
PCO 202 is the mini split head that went into the electrical room FE 107 5.3. Came in bigger than we coordinated to, so the clearance requirements made us shift that, so we needed to do a new core through that ceiling. So that was for $1,623.
PCO 209, loose lintels in the gym. There are two large wall openings at the south end of the gym where there's a recessed borrowed light that looks into the dining commons. Those openings are too large. They don't meet the criteria of the angle sizing and the specifications, so they needed a larger angle to span the opening, resulting in a cost of $4,934.
There was, what, 18 of them?
No, so this is just for two.
For the,
Yeah.
yeah.
It's for those, they're like 11 feet wide.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, it seemed fine to me.
The 18 are included in the contract elements. I misspoke.
Okay, all right. Yeah, that's what I thought.
Still at 0.
Okay. And then, we know this one you haven't seen, we just kind of compiled this together, so whether you choose to, feel comfortable with looking at it at the PBC, sorry, we still want to go through it with you. They're just basically Griffin Greenwood Lighthouse acceleration, hold, slip work, so we've kind of been going back and forth on these, and they kind of came together today. So Griffin acceleration, Michael, if you want to run through.
So when was this? Yeah. Let's hear about all of this.
Yeah.
So on PCO 741, this is the Griffin acceleration. This is mainly in the B1 area. We need electrical rough incomplete to be able to maintain schedule following activities like boarding and taping. PCO 742.
Okay, but we pushed it or they were behind?
We pushed it.
We pushed it.
Yeah.
Bond.
Okay.
PCO 742 is Greenwood acceleration. This is PTO. We're using any weather days that we could, mainly Saturdays, to get the roof on.
Don't they have in their contract that they need to jump in if they lose weather days and
No.
do a schedule?
Not the roof. I mean, so the roofer has durations, but they cannot roof in the rain. So anytime that, it rains, they get an extension essentially. And we really struggled with that last spring where it rained over 50 days. Incredible amount.
Oh, no, I totally agree. I didn't know that every day they miss, they can. So this is you ask them to work Saturdays, Sundays, whatever it took, and this is what we're paying for.
Yeah, it was basically because we lost so much time and it was honestly hurting the inside of the building considerably. It was any day that we had, when we had some good weather and made sense to work them late or work Saturdays.
It was mostly said it was one Sunday.
We'd jump on it.
You have on the hold for 50,000 for roofing acceleration. This exceeds it.
No.
Well, that the other one, the next one is AVB repairs, so there's a patch.
Oh, there's a different one, okay.
Yeah, so it kind of rolls right into this next one. So PCO 743, we're kind of calling it a temp AVB. So like Brennan was saying, we're struggling inside the building with getting the roof on. There's water coming in. So we directed Greenwood to go ahead and install the AVB ahead to try to protect the inside. We once we did that, we had to fall back, and whatever damage that happened with the masonry going on the roof, we had to repair it, and that's what this cost is.
So where was the hold on that one?
This is whole
64? Thank you.
And then PCO 744 lighthouse acceleration. So again,
50,000.
we're trying to get the roof on, so we asked the lighthouse to work some Saturdays to get the brick done that's on the roof elevations.
That was another thing, just to try to get tight. We didn't wanna put down the roof membrane and then do brick on top of it and absolutely destroy it. So we did put down, this kind of first layer, with the understanding that, some of it probably gets damaged. Push the mason to get them done so you finish the roof entirely, clean things up and, and dress up what you had to.
I thought it was the cast stone delay that we pushed them to the roof to keep them busy. It was.
It was,
It's two separate items.
Yeah.
I mean, two separate.
that was something to keep, there was some items that wasn't work available, but it was also trying to get tight and finish the roof basically.
Are these the extent of Greenwood accelerations? Do they help?
I believe so.
Well, I think he's asking as we continue to go.
Well, I don't think.
I mean, up to now, is this the extent?
Yes.
Oh, yeah. I thought you meant like, do we anticipate
No,
any
no,
going
no.
forward? Yeah.
Well, Greenwood's almost done.
Yeah, we're not gonna be working them any.
They're not gonna be.
I don't need to accelerate their chin knockers.
Right.
Right.
Yeah, okay, alright. I don't have a problem bringing it up Thursday.
Just so Lighthouse is still, we just wanted to include it, but we're still working through some details on that one, so that cost might change a bit.
Which way?
We'll do it. It might go up a little bit. We just had to get the rates done properly, so this is a rough, it's gonna be in that ballpark.
But it's not gonna swing that much.
No.
We're talking dollars.
So if they're running behind schedule, do their own account, then you have to accelerate.
This doesn't even take a path.
We would never,
Just
just a
about
project like this, who pays, they have to cover.
No, we have,
Yeah, so Lighthouse has been working Saturdays to catch up, and they're down.
If it's weather, cause it's a month of rain or whatever, like the roof was a fall, like it wouldn't stop raining, right? Like, so there was real reasons.
Correct.
Okay, just understanding the mechanics of it.
Mark is point, the lighthouse has been working on their own dime on Saturdays.
Yeah.
Trying.
Just to keep.
the whole budget doesn't include these here, cause we've got these as,
No,
we used just under 25%.
Yeah, you can go forward.
I don't have a problem going forward on Thursday.
Okay.
We appreciate it. Thank you.
But let's keep it the way you did, this holds as a separate
Yeah,
from the contingencies.
that's how we kind of grouped it, cause
Yeah.
they're easier to explain it.
All I want to explain. Yeah.
Accelerations, yeah.
Well, I mean, I guess you could put them together and just keep them.
it's already on a fancy SOV 21 piece of paper. Yeah,
Multicolored.
yeah, with. Right.
Yeah.
Screw up our numbers, we've been in serious trouble.
Right, so we have next retainers, nothing to report there.
Okay.
Phase two. Oh, now Joe's already.
No.
Is the road to their athletic fields Hemlock though?
Yes,
Is it supposed to?
Oh, that's so good.
yes.
When they presented that, they said all their traffic.
All their traffic is going on their new road.
And not-
For the school it is, but it's not for the
That was a
athletic.
big-
field. I don't know how it go, but
Let me just move this.
I'm not saying that's not what they said, but all their athletic fields are at a much lower elevation.
Yeah, because
At the
they're
top of
in the
Hemlock
wrong place, yeah. Yeah. So.
So the question is where are they trying to put this sign? Out on the rotary?
Yes,
Let's them argue with the town about that.
Yeah, exactly, that's what we try to tell them.
If Bill Renault has to look at this for
Yeah.
sightlines and everything else, but like, if you
16
go,
feet tall.
They want it in here somewhere.
Wait, what?
It is.
It's 16 feet tall.
The only
It's as
place.
tall as the
Right.
knockabout there
Back in that drawing.
in the hall, in the area.
Just running the. just
Hey,
gonna show you.
I wanted to show them the sign, the great sign,
That's the only logical place that
the
it, I mean,
landmark.
And I don't think that's the town land. I think that's, didn't we transfer it over? When we do
That's
the.
the DCR easement.
That's a DCR, correct.
I mean, it's still town land, but it's the easement on it, so they'd have to get approval from DCR too.
It's going to look like the Beasley is the northeast athletic field.
Correct. It's stupid.
If that sign is
Yeah,
right
it's a-
there,
it's
it's gonna
that-
appear that
that
Beasley is
location.
that athletic field.
Right.
Because people have no idea. People don't pay attention.
And it's
Okay,
16.
they haven't even presented a
tall.
plan yet. They
You're
presented the
gonna
sign.
roll it in
your
like the
email.
Trojan horse and the.
They haven't
cover of
presented their
darkness.
own plan. They gave you the sign.
they keep asking SMMA to put it in.
No, so
Not
we
there,
shouldn't
it's
take
not
any.
there.
No, we
shouldn't take
pushed
any
back on
action
that.
that
Yeah, we
until
did
they
push
present
back.
all their info, right? And then we have the initial conversation.
They need to present it to the town.
Totally.
Even before they present it to the town, we don't wanna look at it and give it any negative feedback to them, and then we tell them, no, just stay out of it, present it to the town, cause it's not our
It's
decision.
not our.
It's not part of this project. I mean, other than it's gonna go on some land that's next to it, but.
I think we need to know what they're looking for.
We do
Chris,
know
can
these
you put
ones
your
are fine.
cursor on where they wanna put it?
They haven't even told us.
They haven't, they
want us to tell
Lynn, they want.
It's currently over to the left of
It's
the.
gotta be over
now.
here somewhere.
Yeah, right, it's on the corner where your construction trailers are, is
Yeah.
where the old sign
Yeah,
is
the old
now.
one is that black. Dot.
Yeah, this is the old one right here.
Were you gonna ask about where our monument sign is going?
Do we have a sign going
Where
up
is that
there for the
monument?
Beasley? Do we have any sign? Right, I was gonna
Yeah.
ask that, thank you. I forgot, I was.
The Beasley signage is basically that
Look at that.
existing stuff that we have created,
So there's no,
the memorial plaque.
Yeah, no, I mean,
There's a
where is
sign for
our,
the school.
the school sign?
there's no Wakefield Memorial High School
Yeah.
Beasley Field sign going brand new somewhere around this new theater. It's just gonna be a field.
Is there a new sign for the school?
There is.
There is.
Where
It's
is that?
Close to this.
I'd have to look at the.
Gosh,
drawing.
we, I forgot.
That would be, all right, so let's
Look,
look at
look.
this next month.
Yeah.
This isn't part of our
Yeah,
project.
Yeah, we just wanted to
It's not.
let you guys know that we're
The
getting.
Wakefield Memorial High School.
And unfortunately.
Yeah, but
do you
we're
wanna-
doing the rotary. We're doing the rotary, Bill.
We're harmed by the placement of it, so
Which
we are.
plan would you prefer, Jerry? The overlay?
Not harmed.
Sure.
Go back to that logistics real quick and then we'll go to the overlay. So the original logistics from before for when school opens still showed this as what's gonna be bus parent. Drop off and pick up, right? So they would be dropping off here and then people would. Pedestrians would kind of go in this way. And I think we probably had some discussions before about utilizing some of this, and I think there was like talk about maybe having some kind of like turnaround, but. I mean, the way this is kind of configured back here, there's not really an opportunity to use it for that, so. This is cable access and a central office parking lot, and then obviously loading dock goes here, so. We have to make access through here for all of that, but all of the drop off and pickup would be here. So when they open in January, there's part of this lot that will be left for them to use through the balance of the school year. And then we had said we were gonna give a number of spaces in this lot to sort of make up for some of the stuff that they had lost. And then they still have use of the entire upper lot for that last 6 months of the 26-27 school year.
Where are people turning around?
So-
I drive and dropping off, so where I'm driving in.
So I mean, this is still a work in progress, Bill, but like, I'm telling you, I think they're gonna have to come up, turn into Landrigan and then go back down. And this is the last 6 months of that. We always said this was gonna be
Yeah,
the
this is the
toughest
worst
part.
part.
This is the toughest
Yes,
part
we do.
of what they're gonna have to deal with during the construction of the school, but I don't see much other way to do it, to get them close to the front door. And if you can you switch back to that
Yeah.
overlay? So this portion here is probably the worst pinch point that you're gonna see. So the permanent sidewalk that kind of comes down, can you zoom in a little, Chris?
Yep.
The permanent sidewalk kind of shaded here, you can kind of see we can complete that all the way down to the main entrance. But the roadway coming in is largely into the existing building. So the This elevation down here is 8 feet lower than this elevation here. So this pinch point right here between the retaining wall and the curb is about 4 feet. So there's no way with having the sidewalk and the landscaping done that a vehicle can actually drive down in here. And again, this is only for the time of January to June, right? So in January, we're abating this and we're starting to do the demolition. So once this disappears, the thought always was that over the time that they're out of school between July and August, we're gonna complete the roadway through here so that they have that when they come back to school. So at that point, they'll have, better circulation to the front door of the school. So this is area one that's kind of, I don't wanna say contested, but like the issue. And then this area here in the front of the main entrance, this whole plaza piece, like curb line here, all the way back to the building can be completed 100%. Probably can even get that bollard line in. This can all be paved in binder so that it's a cleanable surface over the winter. This is pavers in here. So whether we do complete this or not, I guess remains to be seen, but I think we should complete at least to the curb line back to the building, just so that that's a finished product. So this is area number 2, and then area number 3 is this piece here that's always been the tightest point between new and existing. So I think fence line is probably gonna have to kind of come from here and come out so that we have clear separation there. There is an egress door here that needs to be dealt with. So we're thinking that we're gonna have to make some sort of ramp with a deck to give
temporary walk.
to give proper ADA access out to a paved surface. Because you just can't block that door. And then for those of us that have kind of walked this many times, this slab is 4 feet higher than that slab. So this grade out here is also 4 feet lower. So we cannot bring that grade up until the existing building is taken out. So this can be built up so that you can provide that proper access to get people out. But this alley is going to be basically blocked during the demolition rather of and removal of that building. And then lastly, when you get over here, kind of in the background here, you can see this is the corner of the science wing at the tightest point of the field. So you're probably plus or minus like 35-ish feet, between the fence and there. So we've got that walkway here with the Jersey barrier that's gonna need to stay in place. So the thought is that we can complete all this permanent basically to the crosswalk, but we're probably gonna have to widen this with a binder asphalt surface that goes basically to the back of Burnett to give them that road. So the road that's currently there that we take all our deliveries on is, call it 18-20 feet wide. That would be the access to get everything back into this area, including deliveries and all that kind of stuff through the time that it takes us to do the demolition and basically kind of start the redevelopment of that area.
And how long is abatement versus demolition? Like, how long are you gonna need to not start demo, or are you gonna abate an area?
We're gonna
And
clear,
then start demoing?
we're gonna abate and clear areas so that we can start demolition.
Okay,
And abatement will work kind of towards, we're gonna start basically closest to the new building and work our way out. And then when you do the demolition, there's gonna have to be some selective stuff that happens here so that we can basically start to pull this wall down back that way. Just understanding we need to keep clear separation and.
are you gonna be able to do enough demolition? Oh, you need to have all this done as soon as we take occupancy of the building.
Once they take occupancy, we need to go in and start to do make safe and
Yep,
set up containments to start abatement and all that stuff, yeah.
but you need these ramps and everything else.
That has to,
For occupancy.
yeah, that has to be done in
Yeah.
like November,
Okay,
October, November,
Yeah.
so that it's all ready for
I
inspection.
forget that we're mid-season.
Yeah. Yeah, cause FF&E is October, November, December.
And where do you think you're gonna be taking those deliveries?
For FF&E,
Yeah, through the front door?
No, through the loading dock, yeah.
I mean, this is definitely here and available. I mean,
Maybe a
if they
mixture.
say that they need to go to that front door, the truck can't make it to the front door.
Okay, so they're gonna come on,
They're
they're
gonna
gonna
loading
loading
dock.
on a loading dock.
Hmm.
And they may have to back in.
So what about the access road again? Is there a traffic consultant that looks at this and comes up with the plan for you guys? Like who, you have to figure this out? Like, cause you know how drop off is now. It's a disaster, but it's a separate drop off from even with all the boat people. So now we're on Hemlock with the boat drop.
You're not with the Voc at that point because the Voc opens on their new road in September, so.
Oh, they do. Okay. And what about, so so we're alone. How the cars are gonna get in and be able to turn around and get out? We're gonna need a detail cop. We're gonna like, and I know we've turned down a request to cover. But I think for this plan, for this month, how are we gonna direct traffic at this intersection and turning people around?
So
Without someone directing traffic every day?
we're preparing some flyers for the parents. And
Yeah,
in an effort to show the changes for the new areas.
no one reads that shit.
then
And people
there'll be
read it, the
signage.
ones that are, it's drop off is a wild west.
There'll be a lot of signage that we're putting up,
Yeah,
or,
and we're gonna
or
have
the town's putting up.
We're gonna need that as part of it. That needs to be
Trying to
considered
speak.
as part of a plan. That needs to be
Can I
directed.
throw my hat in the ring here?
Yeah.
Um,
Right.
I know you
Tim,
spoke
nice
about
of
some
you to
elevation
join us.
change. What's that?
Nice of you to join us. Do you have a yellow jacket that says traffic officer?
I don't, but I have some ideas and thoughts. I apologize. I'm currently feeding my child a bottle, but I'll do the best that I can here.
Hand raised, so I didn't see that.
Jerry, you spoke of some elevation changes on the side of the building closest to the Burnett Field.
Yes.
Will that not be able to be passable by a pedestrian? Like, could we use the Woodville Circle for drop off for maybe half of the student body? If go ahead.
They can't walk through the area where between the science wing and the building because there's a 4-foot grade change.
Understood. Unless we allow them into the building through a different point of access, right?
Yes, so there's gonna be a deck and a ramp that goes into like where the AD's office is gonna be between the two gyms.
Yep.
I don't think you want them coming in through the loading dock, but I guess that would be up to you guys. There is gonna be a ramp or a set of stairs rather at the loading dock.
Jerry, could we make it like a two-way ramp and basically, you know, you could either access that entry door, or you just keep going to the front entrance?
You mean so there's univents on all these classrooms
Oh,
down
yeah,
here,
okay.
right? And you got the windows and everything else. So if you bring that up 3-4 feet, like that's the problem. You're covering, and then you're creating a drainage problem into that building.
Yeah, you're right.
And we have to do all this setup basically in the early fall.
Yeah.
Because I mean, once you get into the winter months, you're not doing this stuff. So this needs to be established.
They can walk up the ramp, right?
But I don't think you want kids back there with the loading dock, and I think you'd want to keep them over to the main entry.
Mm.
Gonna be too much traffic back there.
What about are we locking off the current staff parking lot by central office? I'm just trying to think of another point of circulation where it's not going to cause such a traffic issue.
The central office parking lot will be open when school opens.
So I mean, maybe there's a way.
One on the other side by Hemlock.
Their current central office.
Yeah, the D lot is D or.
So can you go back to the logistics plan?
Yep.
So we end up leaving this piece of the parking lot up here, Tim. But this piece of the parking lot by central office goes away, the existing central office.
What if people drove through there and dropped people off and then drove out?
What time do the teachers
You know,
get
you
there?
bring them down the road.
Anytime from 5:30 on.
Make the kids walk. Rather than sending cars all the way down, use that lot for drop off. It doesn't help the school with their parking needs, but and keep everyone there.
Jerry, if you've got time tomorrow, maybe we meet up and kind of walk the area and just spitball a little bit, see if there maybe is some areas that we can look at and maybe try to come up with a plan together. I don't know if that is worth your time, but.
Yeah, I'm happy to look at it with anybody that wants to listen. We wanted to get this out there because it is a reality of what's coming, so.
All right, I'm with you, so I'll give you a buzz tomorrow. We can figure it out.
Sure.
Is there a curb cut on farm in that lot?
Is there what?
A curb cut?
There's
Not on
not,
Farm Street.
but that's a thought too.
Yeah, it's not that there can't be one, but there isn't one right now.
Sure, go right out, a minute right out.
Go in and out.
I would say some of
Yeah,
the parking
but-
lots.
Right at the worst part of that
Yeah, that
crazy
intersection.
intersection,
Right at the end.
which of course will be solved eventually, but
Yeah, it's such a congested area.
yes.
But
Pave
I think,
over the
I
baseball
think Phil's
field.
exactly correct that there's going to have to be a detail
Probably.
of some sort.
It's.
And a coordinator.
It's for second semester, right?
I mean,
It's-
The other part of this is, I mean, if you did it for like a week or two, it's gonna become learned behavior, right?
Yeah.
Maybe you don't need to do it for the entire second half of the year.
Yeah, you have some signs, flyers.
Signs, flyers, and a shotgun, I think you got it down.
It's like.
Definitely a shotgun.
Many years later, the Galvin drop off is the Wild West, like no one does anything right,
Listen,
there's still
I
people.
solved the Galvin drop off. We put the road in early so the buses could go in the back.
Saying today,
Parents could
saying
go up
you
front.
can't follow things when things are permanent, move, it's just, no one's paying attention.
True.
All right, so we
Thinking of-
gotta keep,
yeah,
we got a year.
Oh, not really.
10 months.
Yeah.
Probably sooner. than
As
that.
I said, 10 more walkthroughs.
Yeah.
We're almost back to six.
Jerry's gonna add traffic himself, this, profile real quick.
Okay.
Good FFA, so we just have some WCAT stuff. First one is, so there's just. They have to bring 3 cable providers, all their cabling into the building, so we've been walking them through, we assume they're gonna pay for that. Like, so Verizon, RCN, Comcast, all have to come from the street to the NDF room, to the studio, to the network, wherever it's going inside. So there are costs associated with that.
So Chris,
Um,
I think the issue is they don't pay for it currently.
Yeah, that's what we're trying to figure out. 'Cause
service.
We asked Ian who pays the bill. Does WCAT pay the bills? He didn't know.
It was Verizon?
So I was told that they don't pay the bills.
Who
The
told you
town-
that?
the Town pays them?
So what Ian said in the meeting is the transmission lines are not paid on a monthly basis because it services to Comcast and RCN.
Well,
So it's not like so it's a transmission line, not a service line.
but when it was originally done,
Yeah.
But
the
there's a
cable
cost.
companies themselves put it in.
Free of
So I
charge.
don't see, yes,
Okay.
I don't see why the cable companies can't do it as well.
Yeah,
Isn't that who would do it?
Back in the day, they used.
I'm sorry?
Isn't that who would do it, Verizon?
Yeah, they each do
They
it.
would each do their own.
Yeah,
Streaming changed all that.
Yeah. I mean,
They're not so giving of their money and infrastructure.
that's why we're just looking for who that account holder was, so they can like vet that out.
that's the first ask right there. To find out if they're gonna do it.
Yeah.
Because they originally did it, as I remember.
Yeah,
Over Amazon.
yeah,
You know?
it's a question to be asked. That's why we're looking for the account holder, so we could say, can you like
They should
manage
ask
that?
before they come. Once.
Right.
We'll
And then,
just tell them when we need them to do their work.
exactly, that's
Don't even ask, just like, we need you to put this in by then.
April vacation,
Is that when they're gonna do it?
ideally.
April vacation, so they're gonna shut down? For,
No,
they-
we want the infrastructure from the pole pulled
Oh,
in because
oh.
we have to park the trucks in between the 2 schools and it's not ideal during school.
yeah, it slows their.
It slows when you're done in the summer.
It could.
Wait, how slow they're making their visit.
I was gonna say, there's no way you can get this done by April from
No.
Verizon,
Nope.
not a chance. in
Nope,
hell.
not,
But you better start working on it now.
Well, Verizon's already in the building.
they are.
But that's the.
Verizon's
that's-
pulled into 1086 already, into the telecom room. It's RCN and Comcast that they need.
Aren't they gonna pull in?
RCN is, has been in the building,
Yeah.
Comcast is not.
Well, are they going to be in?
To be pulled into the building at some point, yes.
Then why does WCAT need it?
They need
They
it
need all
from
three.
to their,
They're only gonna be in the building
Studio.
for WCAT. Verizon's in there for the school bill, for the.
Well, why can't a connection go from where it goes into the
And why
school
can't
to
this be a
WCAT?
WCAT issue, not us?
Verizon, but not
Yeah,
our,
it
not
should
the
be.
other two, Joe.
it should be, but we need to get it going and
So tell Ian, get it going. You need to figure out how you're gonna get Comcast and we'll coordinate with you, but you start. making the
we're
call.
arranging them to come through here so we can get them through
Yeah.
and see what they need to do and then.
Crystal clear, they're paying for it, correct? Like, I wanted to leave it unsaid and assume that us not saying it means we're not paying for it. I would be crystal clear, like, and we expect you're paying for all these costs. And we need.
And or
it
the cable company.
And thank you. Like, I would be crystal clear about it.
Cause I'm sure that when they went into the new high school, the cable companies came and went from the street or wherever and put it into the studio at the high school. I'm sure of that.
Mhm.
They did it when we were at 37 Water Street. They did it when we were at the Montrose School. They did it when we were at the Warren School. So I'm quite positive the cable companies come and do it.
We will, yeah,
And it's part of their,
Yeah.
they have a contract with the town and WCAT.
yeah.
And I
It's gotta
assume
be-
that because they have to have it's called the loop. And they have to be connected to all the players' places within the loop. And I'm quite sure, without a doubt, that this is becoming a new spot on the loop. Since this one is.
Yep.
All right,
Okay, let's make sure you track down the account holder, because that's what we need to kind of vet it out, so. And then back to, so pipe grid. The original plan was to salvage. So we did have a meeting with Ian just to get a timeline on how this move is gonna happen. And, the pipe grid needs to be in place before they move in. We were asking like, what can his downtime be? Cause we obviously can't look into how this new pipe grid's gonna get pulled down and installed, whether it's gonna work until we can't pull it out until he's out. So it's kind of a sequencing thing.
And it's not
Uh,
just him, it's also the existing auditorium. A lot of the pipe grid will be coming from there and we can't.
It's coming from multiple places.
You can't
yes,
take
to
that
make
offline.
to try and make it fit. The concern is waiting until October, November to see if this is gonna work
we haven't done the summer,
is
did
a
we?
concern. But we can't take him offline. We can't
Or
take
the
everything
auditorium.
offline until
Well,
they're using the pipe grid currently.
and part of it was gonna come.
We're using the pipe grid for lighting.
And whatever else.
And part of
No,
it was
using
gonna
it for
come.
lighting, probably more than anything else.
Oh, wait, let's just. He knows what he has to do. He has to figure out his coordination. With whatever he's taking down and reusing. And all we're concerned about is that it doesn't impact the bond schedule. I think we're making this more complicated.
Bond
we-
line taking down the
That's the
pipe grid
problem,
and putting
man.
it back in.
So fine, so ask him, when can it come down? And when does it need to be back in? And you need to tell him I need 3 weeks. Once it comes down, I need 3 weeks to put it back in.
If it
I
was
think
just
it means that the cable studio is down the whole time.
Correct.
not only the cable studio, but also the auditorium.
The savings bank.
Right, I mean, I think that was the reason why we talked about just.
Well, when
sit
it's
to-
active before the move, if it's done after the move, that's what we were asking him, how long can you be down while this takes place?
It's not how long can he be down,
He's
it's
going to
how
be
long
down.
he's going to be down.
He's gonna
So
be
you're
down.
wording it the wrong way. You are the ones controlling the schedule. He's gotta live with whatever you do. So if you can't get into the theater, like, why does WCAT need the theater up until January or December?
I think they hold,
He doesn't have, cause that's.
what kind of town meetings are in there?
Department.
Town council
None.
meetings in there?
Yeah, they can go to town hall.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean,
There's-
people have
there's-
to be creative.
There's connections to town hall. They can
go
to the first, second floor, they can go to the first
safety
town hall, they're all set up already. This is just, the studio made it
safety,
easier. They go to public safety, there's a lot of places they can go. And we can
But
tell them where to
you
go
need
other
to tell
places.
them, they need to tell you when you can take it. You're taking it down and putting it back up. So how much time do you need for that?
Honestly, we're gonna need at least a couple weeks.
Well, let's
'Cause
figure out
Cause
let's
there's
figure
no,
out exactly what
A
you
little bit
need.
more than.
And then you tell him, we need 3 weeks to take it down and put it back up.
it's not
When
like,
do you want us to do it?
it's not like we have a plan. It's like we're salvaging different items and trying to put it together into this room. It's gonna be hard.
So tell them you need a month. I don't care. Whatever, they know they're gonna be down for a period of time. That was already discussed.
I
Or
thought
what-
we talked about it not being able to come down and be salvaged and put it back up in the other. I mean, you guys have to be really clear about this, cause I thought it couldn't be done, so.
Who was involved in those original WCAT meetings? And who has those notes?
This is meeting outside of WCAT and looking at what they have and what has to be done. And what we can salvage and put in there is not worth. I mean, it's more trouble and more effort than buying something new is what I understood. You guys in the room there need to speak up because we had a long conversation about this.
And who had that conversation?
The whole project team were talking about
Everybody
how this
seems
could
to
possibly
not
be
remember it,
done.
Brent.
What?
It's not that, it's,
Well, were they gonna buy the stuff new then? The piping
he said he has a budget.
for the pipes?
It would cover it, yeah. If,
Why is he taking the old one?
It's not the right sizing
said he
and
could
what
get
you
the
would have
money,
to
he
do
could
to add
try to
on
get
to it to
the
make it
people.
work. Isn't
Have to
feasible.
go out for funding. Like,
Okay.
And
I think
And we
you
have-
guys need to, we can sit here and talk around, but I remember lots of conversations about this. I don't remember where we ended up. So you guys bond, need to tell them, and left field need to tell them how much time, if you're gonna salvage that. If he has a budget that takes new, then that solves everything, because we can put new up at any given time
Right,
and do it.
and they
And
wouldn't
then
have
they'll
to
be
shut
ready to
down.
move in. You guys need to have a coordination meeting with Ian.
If they're worried about shutting down, then they have to buy the piping new. And you don't have to take it down.
yeah,
I mean,
we
that's-
just wouldn't be able to do it. Like, there's be no funding source back to us. So
Well,
like, we would have
and
to
that-
wait
yeah.
and
Unless he bought it direct and handed it
What's
over.
in
And the
Ron's
other-
contract to do?
to take
Oh,
the
take
salvage and put it
Take
in.
down the existing.
There's another
So
factor.
there's a
is
number there associated with that.
Yeah, yeah.
We want them out of the existing school as soon as possible. So if we wait until they move in, it's gonna delay abatement and demo and all that stuff. That's why we were trying to target putting a new pipe.
No, but if they put in the new piping, right,
Solves all of
that
that.
solves all the
If
problems.
they do it
doesn't it?
direct, then it does.
Right?
it does, but he doesn't have that lined up yet. I
Well, he
I
has
gave him
to.
the estimate that Bond had, which was around 50,000, and he was gonna go find another avenue, but he doesn't
Okay.
have that lined up.
Well, maybe he has to get it lined up.
Well, he doesn't need it lined up till when?
Well,
I mean, ideally, we'd be installing it in what, like September, October?
Yeah,
If it was new, yeah.
He needs to be moving in sometime like mid to late November,
yeah, somewhere around there.
so that he's set up to go once the school is.
Right, so that
Is
it,
correct.
that, he's only got like a month.
So it sounds like different. Tim, who was in the meeting with you when you said he has that money?
it was all of us.
Yeah, it was here.
He
mentioned-
has,
it was
he
in
has a
the-
bucket of
the bucket
money
of money.
that it's not
Was Bond
allocated.
involved
for-
in that
Yes,
meeting?
yes, yeah, we were there.
So I'm confused. Why are we even discussing this?
I think it was just the logistics of removing that to set something up versus, getting a new one, I think it was the general.
Okay.
But that has nothing to do with the permanent building committee.
Sure,
It has to do with you, Bond, coordinating either and convincing him to get new, because you can't do what your contract says you need to do, or that he can't be down that same amount of time. I mean, I think this is a pretty easy conversation. Is he not understanding the conversation?
No, I just don't think he wants to
He
be
doesn't
able
want
to
to buy
spend
the
the
new
money.
He doesn't want to spend the money. He does, it's the money. He doesn't want to spend the 50,000.
Right, he's hoping we'll come.
I think he'd or I think
That
he'd,
somehow
We can't.
I think
No,
he'd
but
rather us try to
with the
figure out
town
how
of
to
Wakefield?
salvage, and we're just worried that we're gonna get to that point, and it's gonna be.
But he's got to figure out what's going on before and not wait until the end. He's gonna have
I
to,
think you need, so I think there's two things problematic. If the first meeting that we discussed all of this way back when was that you were gonna take down and salvage it,
right,
and now you're saying you can't do that, that's problematic. Because you said you could do it, and now you're saying you can't.
Well, we can do it. He's just gonna be down for the time that.
Good, no problem.
Gonna
Tell him I
be
want-
down and it's not gonna be the size that the new studio is and all of that.
No, I think that was vetted, Lynn, because we were gonna take it from two different places
That-
originally.
Right,
but-
but then you gotta muddle it together, and how do you know that that works? I mean,
That's what he's got to understand, that this is what we can give you unless you want to buy new. And this is how long you're gonna be down.
Then if we're
unless
putting it
you wanna buy
together,
new.
we're
If we
basically
take
relying
the
on
existing, right?
Ian
If we
to
take the
engineer and
existing.
design it, which I don't think we felt comfortable doing when we went through.
he has to buy it new.
Right.
And we can't, and we
And we
can't.
can't.
Now, can we give him the line item for taking down and reassembling? Since that's already in our budget,
Well,
if we don't spend that,
we still have to install it, right?
I don't know.
I think that,
Someone-
Bond needs to install it because it's installing to the structure.
Yeah. Yeah,
Right.
bond needs to install.
We still need to hang it.
Right, but what's
The only
the
thing
value
we
of,
wouldn't be doing
Profiting
is the,
enrollment.
Taking down.
the removal of
The install is.
So there'd be a couple
But if we
bucks
install
there.
new.
It was, we got that.
But you would
it'll
get
be
the
like
credit,
grand.
right? Would it-
materials.
Yeah, we.
You just need the cost of material, not labor.
You're going to install.
Well,
Like 40 grand in rough.
Are you talking about Ian
Yeah,
buying
that's
his own
right.
credit and giving it to
But
us?
it might be
If we
credible,
get-
7 grand.
Well, even if you
Yeah,
buy it, you're gonna get
right,
credit
because
back.
we built something to
Yeah.
hang this on.
It's.
hang it from the unit
For
structure.
just a
Right,
demo,
but we
but
put the unit
yeah.
strut already
It
in,
would just be the
right?
demo, yes.
I mean,
Right,
it's
because they
going-
only own
not up
labor,
yet,
they don't
but
own
okay,
any-
it will
There will be.
Exactly, so it would be, the credit would be the value.
for the 50,000
You're
labor
installing-
and
I don't know how
material,
we
just
do that.
material.
Right.
I'm not sure.
Not the install, I'm
Marcus,
saying I don't know how I
That number
charge
you
that.
came up with,
Like
that
the
50, was
procurement of
that
it.
labor,
and
was
the
that material?
Like, how does the accounting of all this happen
No,
within the
it's labor
project if
too.
we don't?
Okay,
do it
but
with
the
inspection?
labor is.
So,
We
it
have
sounds
credit-
like there needs to be
we have
another
credit
follow-up
in there.
conversation with
For the
WCAP.
labor.
And it was still
Pretty
50
clear
total with the
expectations
credit.
It was
for
like 46.
Yeah.
them laid out,
Okay.
what they're, and that they need a choice, like what they're gonna.
I mean, I
do
did tell them
immediately, so.
Full ad.
And I would not object to, if there's a cost that we were gonna, that was in the deal with us. You know, if it's 7,000, if it's 8, whatever the number is to provide it, I don't have a
Right, but
problem
there
with
might
that.
be a cost to install it. I wouldn't offer them anything, Joe. I wouldn't even mention it, in all honesty, because there's gonna be a cost for them to install new. It doesn't go away.
But they were gonna install it anyway. We're talking about the cost of taking it down.
right,
Yeah, I mean, honestly,
Yeah.
the salvaging
The
cost is
removal
not
of
significant.
Move on salvage costs.
Yeah. Yeah,
but
exactly.
you know,
That's
something,
what they
figuring
would
out
have
how
to
to
do.
put
We
it
could probably give them
together.
some
Yeah, that's true.
credit there.
That's true. Yeah.
But just for argument's sake, say he can't
Bucket
get the
of-
funding,
Bucket of paint, okay.
Yeah,
then what do you do then?
I knew it was gonna be a problem.
No,
I
I don't think,
think it's
I
a,
think they can figure it
Then we
out.
would be
just-
forced to basically buy it late in the project, right?
I think they can tap into a grant.
we'll do it after.
No, I'm not saying, I just said.
I'll figure it out.
So what's the action item on that?
Yeah.
What's the net, what's happening? What was the result of that conversation real quick?
I'm gonna call Ian and let him
Okay,
know what we
start
talked
the
about.
conversation,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
Thanks.
I think
Mentioned-
need an
he mentioned the
in-person
bucket.
Meeting. I think. This is one where he has to be really, he has to understand real clearly what the boundaries are. And what he needs to provide you, and the deadline on when he needs to provide it to you. Decisions. I think they can kick this down the road, and then they're gonna be in
No, we
real
won't do
trouble.
that. Okay.
So I'd love to know what we're doing with this on the, when's our meeting?
The 12th. The
Right.
PVC meeting?
Yeah,
Well, next week.
Next Thursday.
probably, there should be an update to say at least when the meeting or when the coordination meeting is taking place. That shouldn't be difficult for the plan.
Okay,
Can't let it kick down the road, because that's
No,
how
I
I
agree.
screw everything up, and
no.
Jerry's gonna need to know what he's doing and when.
All right. Item 8, matters not anticipated. Anyone?
Unfortunately, yes. I received a phone call from Doug Lyons regarding the sound system at the new theater. That the musical program people were not happy that this is a 4-channel wireless microphone system when there is a 12-channel wireless microphone system at the Galvin. And that this did not understand why we don't have a 12 system, but then I got an email and
They want.
they want 24 channel
So didn't we
wireless
have-
microphone.
I mean, you guys were.
I
exhausted.
am going to tell you what actual dates when this was done. On September 6th, 2022. The audiovisual system people met, and also then it was revised July 27th, 2023. That was the first revision. The second revision was revised October 25th, 2023, and in here it indicates that the correspondence with everybody, the end user, and during the project schematic design phase, in recent correspondence with you directing is approved. They actually had meetings with the end user. That's been revised with follow-up emails. This is the email. This is the notice of what the system is right now.
Sent
Sent
the,
the sound people.
Sound consultant,
our AV can.
AV sound.
Okay, so the
And
bottom line is they don't remember any of these meetings or approving any of it?
I have not had a discussion with them about these meetings yet.
How much is the 24-channel system, Joe?
$200,000.
More?
Well, I think somewhere in the, I
You
talked
said,
to.
you said.
Yes, I did, I did.
140 and there's gonna be
Hold on,
add-ons to
hold on.
that.
I spoke to the
Oh.
consultant again today, that I better understood. He had given 2 numbers in that email.
Go ahead.
He believes a couple things. One is if this is something that this group would like to continue to investigate and accommodate, it's more in the equipment cost of 150,000, which is still not nothing. The good news is that there is room in the rack.
Oh, is there? That was the question. Okay.
There is room in the rack, and the infrastructure is in place to accommodate it. That much I learned between yesterday and today.
So is the new system costing 150 or is it the difference between,
It's
is
the
the
difference
150
between-
is the difference?
We own a 4-channel system right now.
So to add.
And how did we get to the point of a 4-channel system getting approved
With meeting with them.
with Burkhardt
Thank you.
Okay.
banker?
Yeah, I'm sure he met with them. They met 3 times. It looks like it was revised twice after meeting with them.
Helen, is that true?
There were several meetings.
Okay, well, somebody has notes on that, right? What are you showing me?
It's-
None of
it's-
us have seen any of it. You just keep holding up a piece of paper.
It's like Judge Judy.
It's a 20-page report.
This piece of equipment.
A huge page report on that.
No,
Okay,
it is-
this, I
it
don't
is
care about
glass building.
the.
Yeah.
13 million in contingency, like, if they want $150,000 24-channel, Joe, at this point, like, why wouldn't we say,
Because
we wish we knew this sooner?
Well, we need to
Sure,
do,
we know, but like, the project can afford it.
is this not coming out of equipment, FF&E?
It's, well, the
What
owned
line
piece-
item does this come out of?
No, the owned pieces are already in base building, so this would be sort of augmenting what we already own. If he's okay with the, meaning Tom Banker, with the manufacturer of the microphone.
So how did this all come to light?
You know.
They heard about it
so,
yesterday.
No, but I mean, he doesn't just all of a sudden find out that he's only got.
I'll tell you,
four.
I'll tell you if
Thank
you
you.
let me respond.
someone else?
I don't know. He sent a random email to me a few days ago saying, I have a couple of questions about the sound system in the auditorium. What soundboard are we getting? What, I thought he was asking for what was approved in submittals, right? Because public
there-
bid, we list 3, yada, yada.
There it is.
I thought it was an innocent, you know,
January
inquiry.
30th, he sent an email.
about
They have it here.
What did you approve?
Right.
What's manufactured?
Yeah.
So Ascentech provided me the data. I sent it back to him. He said, soundboard's great, but
Yeah, what is,
missing
yeah,
channels
what's the
and things.
specific brand and model of the soundboard being installed? The end product should be 24 wireless channels of Shure ULXD.
So my problem is I'd write right back to him as quickly as you could and say, geez, Tom, on this date, you approved this system. That's the first thing I would do to him.
Well, the problem is it's gone to Doug.
I don't care.
Okay.
Respond to Doug and Tom, because Doug needs to know Tom's an idiot. I don't care.
That's
Tell him,
problem I
no more
have.
being nice.
The problem
No more being nice.
the problem I have is,
I mean, we're gonna do it, but at the same time, they need to squirm a little bit.
We can swap and chip. This is like, it's just.
No, he
Wait a
does, he does.
but I want to confirm that I asked Lynn, were you able to find out anything?
What did you
No,
ask?
I
Lynn?
What's in the
didn't,
Galvin?
yeah, I called, but I didn't get there.
I want to find out what's in the Galvin because.
Don't we have the specs for the Galvin?
Oh, God forbid, those.
I mean, I don't have them right here.
I do.
Yeah.
We just recently upgraded at Galvin. I can probably shed some light on why this probably came up. We just lost the board at Galvin, and so we had to replace it. And then, so that's probably what brought his attention to.
And was it a 12 channel at Galvin?
Off the top of my head, I believe we're a 12 channel at Galvin. We did.
Well, why do we need 24?
That I can't
That's
speak
my
to.
question.
Well,
I mean,
it
sure,
wasn't
I don't have.
12 before
I don't
that
you
at
wanna
Galvin.
increase it, but you don't go from 4 to 24 when you tell me you want to have the same system as a Galvin and the Galvin is 12.
I'm with you.
But did you add the 12 or did Galvin always have 12?
According to Doug, Galvin always had 12.
I'm not sure about that, but
I don't know, I don't know, I don't remember. But if the Galvin has 12, you're gonna get the same system as the Galvin. You don't need 24 when
Well,
it's
what
a
if-
smaller piece.
Why not just give them 24? That's what they're saying they need. Why is it special? Because $280,000.
Ridiculous.
No,
When
28.
we, this thing has been 3 years. We could have fixed it.
That's one point, and the other point is they're asking for it and we have the money for it, why wouldn't we?
But it might be a
approve
little
it? And then you can spend time, let's say, outside of that, telling them that, they should have known better, like. It is what it is, what's
I
happening.
don't necessarily disagree with you, Phil.
So, I get the frustration, we have all these programming, a lot of time is put into.
SMMA has spent hours with all these different
Right.
groups.
They've identified a need and they presented it.
And this is gonna be the first, when's the next one?
Well, the ice maker, there's been a few already.
Yeah, there's been a few.
Stools with backs,
Really, you can scratch all this up right now.
Wow, he is.
Wait.
He is. He's
So
ready
I
to
guess
go.
I would ask to get some real numbers. I guess I'd ask to know what was at the Galvin originally,
Right.
what they really need, push back a little bit on 24 versus 12. And then get
Correct.
real numbers as to what the change order would be. And where the money's gonna come out of.
and Helen,
And
did
if
you
there's any
guys
other
go over
changes,
to the
you can
Galvin
let
to
us
look
know.
at the equipment?
There were tours of the Galvin.
Maybe.
Were there specific reviews of the AV equipment?
I remember it.
Can Tim just find out and get back to us right away tomorrow? Is that something, Tim,
Absolutely.
you can get an answer for tomorrow, or what system was there before the old?
The
one?
original
What the
system.
Current one is?
Yeah, that'd be great.
I will observe and report first thing tomorrow morning.
That's talked about.
Tim, I can tell you that there was a set of specs and plans left in the Galvin 10 years ago.
I have them.
And, yeah, in your workroom there.
Now trying to find it, but.
We've also done some work on the mic system at Galvin in recent
Let's
years
say.
as well.
Yeah, that's what
I'll
Lynn
look
is.
So
in-
you might have already upgraded it from 4 to 12. I don't know.
I know I've upgraded equipment. I don't know if we've gone from 4 to 12, but I'll find that information out for you tomorrow as well and get back to you before
Doesn't
lunch.
need to be tomorrow. Tomorrow's a Friday. Just soon.
I missed the day this week, so there is no tomorrow for me. We're getting it done tomorrow.
There we go. Thanks, Tim.
Thank you.
All right, then we have the chairs and do we have to do anything more on the lunchroom?
Is that approved?
It hasn't been formal at the PCO yet. We're just giving the update.
Do we need to have it approved for next week or what's?
No, I think
No,
Dave's looking to issue a PR on that.
Yeah.
So we just need like, hey, we are proceeding with that, right?
So just out of curiosity, if it's tables and chairs, why is that not FF&E?
It is.
It is.
So wasn't that
It's-
included in the 1.6 we just? approved?
Yes, it's already in the furniture package.
It is,
So what do
Yeah.
we need to approve?
so we don't need to do anything.
Yeah,
Well, we need to issue a change
Issue-
to delete
take
the island.
Well, delete it and make sure
Okay,
it
all
gives
right.
us enough money.
That's what we were looking for.
there's a two-piece.
We already
Don't forget,
decided
don't
that.
forget the multiple.
PCO for the delete, but then like just confirming
confirming
the
what,
set.
what's in the FF&E package. We told
Fine.
Stefura to put it in,
Yeah,
so
okay.
maybe we got ahead of ourselves, I'm sorry.
That's it.
All right,
Okay.
Been the longest working group meeting ever. What did you do?
Oh, you got another one? You got another item?
I do not.
Oh.
There's enough.
Anyone else?
I know, I had enough. I mean, I had enough yesterday with that phone call.
I know. Motion to adjourn?
Motion to adjourn. Done.
I second.
Bye,
Done.
everybody.
Bye, thanks.
Thanks.